Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Wherever you are in the world today, I hope that you are in good spirit. I hope that all is pleasant for you. And most importantly, I hope that you are in good health. Once again, my friends, welcome to the Common Sense channel. On this channel, we get to talk about those things that people know, that people have thought about, but don't often have the time to discuss. These, my friends, are the things we talk about here on the Common Sense channel. So once again, welcome to the Common Sense channel. Today, I want to focus on narrative. The word narrative in and of itself is a story that you, my friends, and only you can tell it. Others can tell their own narrative, but a narrative is a story. It could be a story of persuasion. It could be a story of manipulation. It could be a story, whatever you want that story to be. It is your story, and because it is your story, you, my friends, have control over the narrative of that story. And for today's topic on narrative and the influence it has on our society, we're going to focus on various on angles as far as narrative is concerned. And we see that in our society. And I honestly think, that narrative is a powerful tool that people in high places use. And I think we see a lot of that in our society today. And everyone is using it, you know. And sometimes, and the way you know what narrative is when you get up in the morning and something or someone is driving the direction in which information is channeled, the direction in which everyone is flowing for that particular day, the direction in which all events is trending. Whenever you see things like that, no, it's a narrative. And that's what you know what a narrative is. A narrative is a powerful tool that is used to drive a specific point, to channel a specific thought, and to give out a specific information that will persuade, or it could be persuasive, it could be misguiding, it could be misleading. And you see that a lot in our society today. And the reason why I decide to do this video, again, I feel, and I've often said on my videos, that you should be in charge or in control of your narrative. Once you are in control of your narrative, it shows a sense of strength. It shows a sense of control. It shows a sense of understanding of who you are. So controlling the narrative, controlling your narrative is a powerful tool that anyone can use. And on the Common Sense channel, all I do here is to inform, educate, and empower people to understand some of these things that are used against us, society, in our community, in our world, and everything that we engage in, everything that we are doing, and all those influences, all those powers that are controlling the way we think. I want to give you an example. And I want to say this on the Common Sense channel. This is my award. I can call this a Nobel Award for the most powerful human being on our planet today. I can say entity, but human being that are controlling what the narrative is. And I'm not going to give it to CNN. I'm not going to give it to MSNBC. I'm not going to give it to Fox News. I'm not going to give it to no other media outlet out there. I'm going to give this Nobel Peace Prize or Nobel Prize to the President, Donald Trump. And I think Donald Trump has been able, so far, in my views, and views from the Common Sense channel, has been able to control the narrative, his narrative. And I think it's a powerful thing to see in this country. And since I've been here, I've seen many, many presidents come and go. I've never seen a president that has been able to control the narrative. And honestly speaking, I look forward to a day when Donald Trump, the presidente, can come on the podium in the press conference room and just stare at everyone and says nothing and go back into his house. I don't know how funny that would look, but you can imagine how stunning and how unrealistic it may seem in the faces of those people sitting in that room, and how speechless the whole world will be, or the entire world would be, to see for once Donald Trump didn't say anything and just walk away, But I think one aspect of controlling the narrative that I think is very important is when somebody can decide what you would discuss for the day and everyone is trending in that direction. And no one for some reason are not able to see. People are not able to see what's happening. And sometimes on the Common Sense channel, when I sit in my little quiet time and I'm looking and I look at my devices, my gadgets, and I can see things trending. Things start to trend before people even wake up. And people will talk about whatever is trending that day, whoever is controlling the narrative for that day. People would talk of those things. People would talk of that narrative until the next day. And then there's another narrative. And no one, for some reason, is able to see that someone is controlling that narrative. For someone to decide what you can talk about, what you cannot talk about. That's powerful. And I don't think in our society we should allow that to happen, especially in the free world. We should be able to see these vices, this method that the whatever is out there that's using to control the way people think, the way that they channel their thought, the way they are moving along for that specific day, that particular day, what they're thinking about, what they're discussing, what they're pondering on. You understand? And the reason why I give Donald Trump that Nobel Prize is because Donald Trump can come on any day. This is unique. Come on any day and just say something. And now everyone is talking about that. And it's not just in this country, the whole world is talking about that. He can say something like, I'm not even going to talk to this person or any presidents in the world. And that's going to be the narrative for the day. And I feel there's so much power. Forget about him being the world's most powerful man. But that in and of itself is power, that he can control the narrative and makes everyone talk about that at the same time, you know? And the reason why I said maybe if you can just come up into the press conference room and says nothing and just walk away. Imagine if he did that. That in and of itself is also power, because people are going to be talking about it the whole time. You know, we look forward to a world when people can just divert their attention from that specific action and just focus on meaningful things like homelessness, like child abuse, like hunger, like war, like a drug abuse or drug pandemic in the community, like overdose, you know, like child hunger, you know, teenage homelessness, or homelessness in general, veteran needs, health care. People can just focus on these very, very important things than what an individual wants you to talk about. And that's why I think Donald Trump is the most influential individual, and I think the master king for controlling the narrative. It used to be the media a long time ago, but I think for some reason Mr. Trump has been able to control the narrative. And I look forward to a day when the media can just leave him alone a little bit and just focus on real issues, real people, real events that are affecting our world, and focus on that. I honestly believe that each of us must be able to channel and control our own narrative. Because once we can control our own narratives, we will not be moved by none of the things that these people want us to focus on. Instead, we're going to be focusing on our own lives, on our communities, on our families, on those people that we hold dear to our hearts, instead of focusing on something that has no bearing whatsoever on our lives. And that's where I think we are in our world, that any little thing will trend. The reason why things trend, in my own views, and from the Common Sense channel, is because someone, it can be Donald Trump, it can be anyone in his cabinet, it can be any senator, representative, congressman in this country or across the globe, that can just come up and say something, and all of a sudden the whole world is behind that, leaving behind those crucial, those important things that are relevant to our lives. In my view, honestly speaking, I think all of that is a distraction from the real events, the real situation that are affecting our lives. I think as society, we need to find a way to divert ourselves from all of these narratives, especially those narratives that has no bearing on our lives, on the communities that we live in our society, and especially around the world. You understand? And I just feel like we're giving more power to these people that are controlling our narrative. And I think until we can come to the realization that these people are intentionally doing these things to distract us from those relevant things or those things that are important in our lives, we will not be able to solve real problems. We will not be able to hold them accountable. I mean, our leaders and those people that we hold with in our communities with higher esteem. Those people that we elect, those people that we hire to go and work for us, We will not hold them at the highest level. There won't be accountability for their actions and for the things that they are doing to better our lives. Let us control our narratives. What are our narratives? Our narratives are those things that are important to us. For example, jobs, education, employment, healthcare. You understand? Our financial situation, the life of our children, their future, our communities, making sure that things are adequate, our hospitals, all of those things are the things that these leaders are supposed to be focusing on, and not on things that are not relevant to our lives. These, my friends, must be our narratives, must be the things that we focus on, and not things that are not relevant in our lives. That's what I mean. And that's the reason why I'm doing this video, so we can focus on our narratives and let our narratives be our main focus and our main guide, so that way we know where we are and where we're heading, and those things that are very important to us. Until then, our leaders are not going to do right. And if they don't do right by us, there's no way we can blame them, because we're giving them the outlet. Anyone that's going to be a leader, any person that's going to be a leader, must focus on your needs and your concern and those things that are relevant to your life, to your family, to your community, to your society, and most importantly, the country that you live in. And this can be across the board, everywhere, wherever you are in the world. Let your narrative be the main focus of attention on any given day. Any given day, my friends. If your narrative are not being addressed, that would be your story. If they are not being addressed, make it the main focus of attention. Don't allow these people out there, whoever they are, that you would never see, control the narratives for that specific day or hour or minute or second or weeks or months. Let your narrative be the main narrative and not their narratives. So that's the reason why I'm doing this video. Because you can see what they're doing. You can see it, but the vast majority are not seeing it. They are thinking it's entertainment. And these people control everything. You can be distracted by entertainment. You can be distracted by any given thing out there. And it's all of these things are all distraction from the real situation, the real event, the most important things that are relevant to your lives, my friends. And on the Common Sense channel, that's what we do. That's why I often say, we talk about those things that people don't want to talk about. They do know them, but they don't maybe have the time to discuss. That's what we talk about here on the Common Sense channel. So my fellow friends, neighbors, viewers, anyone that watch my videos, please, let's make it our duty. Let's start now to control the narrative for ourselves. Even if we don't care for ourselves, let's do it for those people we love and cherish and care about. Because at the end of the day, you can listen to all of these arguments, all of these things that are put out there for your consumption that are not relevant to you. At the end of the day, it's not going to benefit you. It's not going to help you with nothing. It's not going to pay your rent. It's not going to put food on your table. It's just job and money for someone enhancing that narrative that are being put out there. So as I've always said on my video, and all of my videos, the greatest thing that can ever happen to anyone, It's not the day you were born, the day you graduated from high school, college, the day you became a lawyer, doctor, engineer, whatever it is that you're working on in your life. The greatest thing, my friends, that could ever happen to you is the day you discover yourself. Because from that moment on, everything will start to make sense, my friends. I want to thank all those people that are subscribed to my channel. I want to thank all those people that continue to watch and support my videos. I hope that you and your families are doing great. I hope that all is pleasant for you. And most importantly, I hope that you are in good health. Thank you. Thank you. Let us focus on our own narrative. Our own narrative is our story. Only us can tell it, and only us can believe in it. And because it is our story, it is relevant to our lives. All these things that are put out there, my friends, they are all distractions from the real situations that are happening or that will affect you one way or the other. Have a pleasant day. Thank you. Thank you.